NWSL back in action. Week 2 of the season. 10 Sunday. Amanda Lorenz against Lexi Kilfoyle. The Volts hit 311 in their opening series against the Blaze, which they took 2 of 3 games from, as Kilfoyle delivers the first pitch for a ball off an animal.
Yeah, you're going to have to see her drop ball up like that first drop ball that Amanda Lorenz took. She has such a good eye. Another one that just got the bottom of the zone, but you want her to have to bring that drop ball up, and she throws with good velocity too. 68 miles an hour, 69 with that drop.
Bandits took 2 of 3 from the Talons in their opening weekend series against the Talons. That gets past Wiz into left field. We'll see how it's ruled as Lorenz has to hold up at first base. She's aboard to start things off.
Good job of staying on this outside drop ball, just sees it down. I mean, as a hitter, you were going up there expecting a down pitch out of the hand of Kilfoyle. Lorenz expecting it, gets her barrel there, hits it hard on the left side. Goes down as a base hit for Lorenz. That's just the second hit by a lefty off Kilfoyle this season. They were previously 1 for 7. And now Tiare Jennings, who has not taken any time getting acclimated to the AUSL, has already homered, 3 hits in the opening weekend series, 4 RBIs. She was the 20th pick in the AUSL draft, which still is toward the front end of non-pitchers, but the way she's been playing early on, there's some teams that might regret that choice. This one gets out of play for a strike. A 1-2 count. I think that changeup will come in handy against this, as you mentioned, dangerous, scary offensive lineup for the Volts. A lot of power, a lot of hitters that can hit for average, just good eyes at the plate. This is a very tough lineup to go up against. Right side. Net steps on the back, throw to second, in time to get Lorenz. A little old-fashioned on the double play. I love having a drop ball pitcher in the circle because you can turn a double play, and this is a very unique, more unorthodox form of a double play, but it's going to work because Devin Nat steps on one, makes a great throw to 2 to get Amanda Lorenz. Hollis goes down with the tag and just barely gets her. Good recovery defensively for the Bandits. This is a team that has not committed an error in their opening 3 games. Jesse Warren's first look. Warren in her 5th year of Athletes Unlimited. When you hear us talk about that, AU's been around since 2020. This is the first year of the traditional model, though, with the AUSL being born. In the past, players kind of trying to operate and move up and down an individual leaderboard, change teams weekly. No change in teams this year, and the players are loving life so far under Commissioner Kim Eng. The MLB partnership announced just a couple of weeks ago on May 29th on the opening day of the Women's College World Series. Popped up on the infield toward Koffel. And Kilfoyle goes 1-2-3 after the leadoff single in the double play. Here in the circle, who has all 4,000 people here behind her. Sam Landry, who grew up about an hour and 30 minutes west of Sulphur in Mont Belvieu, Texas. She played her college ball in Lafayette, Louisiana, at Louisiana. That's about 80 miles straight east of here. And her 2nd professional appearance is underway. Oh, and they're very excited, as you mentioned, to see her whenever her name got called out, whenever she ran into the circle. This crowd is definitely here to see Sam Landry pitch in her 2nd professional game. After 3 years at Louisiana under Jerry Glasgow, finished her career this year for Patty Gasso at Oklahoma. Got to work with one of the best pitching coaches in the country in Jen Rocha. Loved her time with the Sooners, made it to the Women's College World Series, and was tremendous in her debut. Went 4 1/3. Just 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, and there is out number 1 as she retires Zirkle.
Yeah, so pitched a lot in the Women's College World Series. OU leaned on her a lot. She was their ace. They used her a lot to make it to the semifinals, falling short of the Champ Series, but she threw a lot. Threw one time last weekend, got her first start, first appearance. Going to be more down the zone with her drop ball. She'll throw that pitch the most, also mix in a great changeup. So her and Lexi Kilfoyle, her counterpart, throw very similarly.
Nice spot on the inside corner to Skylar Wallace from Woodstock, Georgia. Started her college career at Alabama, finished at Florida, where she was the 2023 NCAA National Player of the Year. There's a lot of dynamic players in this league, but Skylar Wallace has to be right at the top of that list with the power-speed combo, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's the type of player that you could build a team around. I mean, for her defense at shortstop, for her speed, versatility, power.
It's the second time she's been hit this season, so she'll take first, and some of that speed is aboard.
You know that as a pitcher, you have to try to challenge her inside, and sometimes that inside pitch can ride just a little bit too much in. But when you go into Skylar Wallace, you have to go hard in, and you know that as a pitcher so that she does not get her hands extended.
Strike one to Bubba Nichols-Camarena. 14th overall pick in the AUSL allocation draft. A career .280 hitter entering this summer in 66 games played in past iterations of Athletes Unlimited. Always that one swing of the bat with Bubba that's so dangerous.
Yeah, we talked about how dangerous the Volts lineup is, and the Bandits really put on a show offensively last weekend in Rosemont. A lot of extra base hits. In fact, in 3 games, they had 12 extra base hits.
That pitch is down for ball 3. Staying down in the zone and walks Bubba. So back-to-back free passes for Wallace and Nichols-Camarena here in the first.
I'd imagine a little bit of nerves running through Sam Landry. Remind everybody who's here with Kim Mulkey throwing out the first pitch. Jenny Finch being here, giving a speech to everybody before Kim Mulkey threw out that first pitch. And this huge crowd.
And Sam Landry lists Jenny Finch as someone who she looked up to growing up in the softball world. And not just all the fans here to support her, but a lot of friends and family have come out to see Sam Landry this weekend. Facing Aaron Koffel with 2 on and just 1 out. Koffel lets that go.
A couple of changeups back-to-back, a pitch that we saw Sam Landry go a lot to at her first start, and a lot in her OU career, especially at the Women's College World Series. That is her favorite pitch, that changeup. A lot of confidence in that pitch.
Runs that inside, 3-1. Dangerous spot here in the first. Michaela Edenfield going to go out and chat with Sam Landry. Love this part, too, because you get the rookies who are going to build some relationships here. Edenfield from Florida State this year was a star there, and Landry from Oklahoma. It'll be fun to watch the chemistry get built from these young players.
Yeah, experiencing it together for the first time, and that's something that Michaela Edenfield did such a good job of when she was at Florida State. I think you're learning a lot from Lonnie Alameda, her head coach and her pitching coach. Just the importance of that connection with your pitcher. I mean, that's what she's known for, is that culture piece coming from Florida State. She does a good job of taking care of her pitchers.
In the air, right field carrying. Sierra Romero goes back and hits the wall. It's down, but the runners had to hold up. One's going to come around to score on a double by Koffel. She's been an extra base hit machine here in the first 4 days of the season. That's already her 3rd.
And she's been using the right side of the field so well, going with pitches, whether it's a drop ball in the outer half or a changeup like in this instance. Finds herself in a hitter's count and just flushes that changeup to the right side. Sits back on it, wasn't fooled at all. It didn't look like, in fact, she thought it was going to get out of here. A couple of steps out, looked like she was going to watch that ball go over the right field fence, over Romero's head. First run of the board scored for the Bandits.
And yes, you heard me correctly. That is Sierra Romero out in right field. And part of that is, we talked to Kelly Kretschmann, the Volts head coach this morning. Their bats are so good. She's going to get these bats in the lineup any way she can. And that ended up putting Romero in right field. There's an important out number 2.
And same thing with Tiari Jennings playing first base. And Jesse Warren over at third, Sis Bates playing shortstop, and then Danica Coffey over at second base. So that put Tiari Jennings, to your point, trying to get bats in the lineup. And Kelsey Stewart-Hunter was on crutches before the game, had a boot on. So unavailable to play today.
Big swing from Corey McMillan, the right fielder and the reigning ACC Player of the Year out of Virginia Tech. Sky just behind the first base bag. Coffey takes control over there, playing in a state she's very used to. Out of LSU, makes the grab, and just one run comes across. Have you eaten crawfish?
Yeah, I have. I was going to ask Savannah about that last part, if she partook in that, but she answered it for us. Didn't even get a chance to ask her, but really cool that Jenny Finch had everybody over. I'm sure that was awesome for the players and for everybody who attended. She's the best, Jenny Finch.
And a legend around these parts. This event that is going on in conjunction with the AUSL series here is the Jenny Finch World Series. So there are youth softball teams all over the place. Kilfoyle's second inning of work going up against Rachel Garcia. She was a former #1 pick of Athletes Unlimited when it was just the league picking players to join. And then the 4th overall pick this year as they divided things up into teams. The Volts went with Garcia first. We asked Kelly Kretschmann about the draft strategy, and she said, look, she was kind of thinking maybe we get some bats early because that's Kelly's mindset. But Kat Osterman, their GM, was, of course, more on the pitching side, and they just said we couldn't let another team have Rachel Garcia, who already had an ace at the time because they had the last pick in the first round.
Did not want anyone else to have Rachel Garcia, is what Kelly Kretschmann said. That's how important that she is. I mean, when you get a player like Rachel Garcia who can pitch the way that she can pitch and hit the way that she can hit, just I like to call it like a unicorn. I mean, you just don't see a player like her very often. She's so strong, can hit the ball a mile, hits the ball very hard. I mean, opening weekend, first game of the season, she threw an 8-inning complete game and got the win. Threw almost 130 pitches. That's how strong she is, coming back this season already in such good shape.
I think the top 10 exit velos last year, 5 of them at least were Rachel Garcia. We were tracking her all summer long, and it seemed like mid-80s every time she made contact.
And so the part about that is, like, when you have a drop ball pitcher like Lexi Kilfoyle, when you have high exit velocity, even ground balls can get through the infield or cause an error because they're hit so hard.
This one bounced over to Wallace, who picks it off the turf, and Nets helps her out over at first base.
Kilfoyle, after giving up that leadoff hit to Amanda Lorenz, really settled into this game. Turned the double play on the ground and got Jesse Warren an easy pop out, and then more of a softer hit ground ball to shortstop there as he worked around that leadoff single.
Here's Sierra Romero. Got Sierra mic'd up. We'll get the chance to talk to her in a couple innings, and I cannot wait to talk to Sierra Romero about playing right field and ask if it's ever been done in her life.
Just a good athlete, veteran experience, obviously willing to do anything for the team, as we're so used to seeing her at second base, where she played at Michigan, where we saw her playing last summer most of the time.
very familiar with Skylar Wallace over at shortstop. They spent the offseason training together in Florida, and if you watch their Instagrams, it was not an easy training. It probably rivaled and maybe exceeded what they went through in college, is my guess.
They go hard. Get to see a lot of what they do, a lot of explosive movements.
And there's Wallace right at her, and she retires her training partner. Two up, two down, both of them ground balls to Wallace at shortstop for Kilfoyle here in the second. Now Michaela Edenfield.
I see Kilfoyle can spot that drop ball on different levels, throw it through the zone for a strike where it kind of just even looks like a fastball that she can put right on the outside corner and then locate that pitch with a little bit more down movement.
Second season, Kilfoyle spent the year back at her alma mater, Oklahoma State, as a GA for Kenny Gajewski and company. Said coach was great about letting her get bullpens in. Was able to continue working out with the team.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Gajewski was like, oh, you want to throw against our team today? Sure. Yeah, we can put that on the practice schedule. Find some time to get that in there, keep you in shape, keep us in shape, as a chance to see those pitches out of her hand, at the velocity she throws with, and her changeup and that drop to prep for drop ball pitchers.
One-two count to Edenfield. Off the end of the bat, Nets dropped it. Can she get first? No. A rare miscue from Devin Nets at first base defensively.
Yeah, another two-way player for the Bandits. We talked about Rachel Garcia, but Devin Nets also can swing it. She can pitch and plays a great first base, but a little bit too nonchalant, maybe, or it spun out of her glove. Just should go down as an error on Devin Nets. Uncharacteristic mistake.
And that's really one of the undervalued parts of her game, is her glove at first base. Had a career year in the circle and at the plate. But Arizona fans know she can field it over there. Here's Sis Bates back in the lineup.
Every summer.
It's incredible. I mean, there's great pitchers who can't step out there and do it.
Oh, it's hard.
I'm looking at one
But
right now.
honestly, I was not about to throw it underhand. And I told Jenny Finch before, I said, Jenny, I left that up to you guys. I said, I was a middle infielder. I played shortstop and second base.
You teased us for a second because you almost went under.
Yeah, almost, but I said, no,
I'm going to go overhand instead. Hey, what's it like for you to see a crowd like this out here watching a professional softball game?
I'm here, let's make no mistake about it, because I came back to the state to be a positive. And yes, I coach basketball, and yes, I've been blessed to be at LSU and to coach some of the greatest. That's a shot, baby. That's out of the park.
Man, Delaney rails a solo home run.
And she's going to trot around those bases slowly. Look at her. Good for her.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a way to get on the board
Wow.
again.
But anyway, I love sports, and anything that I can do when I have the time to do it, I'm going to promote it, especially for females and young girls.
You've been at the highest level as a player, as a coach forever. You set all the records at Baylor for attendance. You're doing it at LSU now. When you, 20 years ago, somebody would have told you this is happening here, this is happening in the WNBA, the NWSL, what would you have thought?
Well, I would not have thought about the future. I was like a lot of college kids. When you got your degree, you don't know what you want to do. And I got talked into coaching by the president then, F.J. Taylor, Louisiana Tech University. And I told him I would do it for 1 year. And look where I am, almost 40 years later, still coaching. So sometimes others know what you're supposed to do more than you do. And I'm just blessed to be able to do what I do. I'm blessed to be here today. I'm blessed to watch this and be a part of it as it's inaugural. It just starts. And I'm here today. And, of course, I love softball, too.
Icing on the cake right there, cherry on top. With the explosion of women's basketball and even softball, I mean, with softball, we set TV ratings records this past week with the Women's College World Series. But why do you feel like women's sports are just taking off right now?
You have to invest in anything.
Yeah.
You know, you have to invest in things to reap rewards. And I think people now are investing more than ever in women's sports. Now, we have to do our part. We have to win. We have to put a product out there that's entertaining. We have to put a product out there that fans want to show up. Sometimes it takes personalities of coaches. It takes personalities of players to engage those fans that maybe never have given a rip about softball or soccer or basketball or whatever it is. And I think you're seeing more of that now.
Let me follow up on that in terms of the investment piece. Why do you think people should invest in this sport? Like, if you had a message to somebody watching this, maybe wanting to get involved, like, why invest in women's sports?
Well, look around. There's not an empty seat here.
Yeah.
And we're not going to stop having daughters, right?
Not gonna happen.
We're going to have daughters forever and ever and ever. And why can't they come and see something like this at a young age and aspire and dream big? And I'm so excited to see all of this today. Certainly we see it in our sport, and it's just fun. It's just fun.
These players now on new teams for the first time, trying to build something this year and get used to a bunch of different stars. You're doing that every year right now in women's basketball, all across college sports. What is the key to that team building piece and doing it quickly?
Well, quickly may need to be dropped from that sentence because I don't believe that things are done quickly.
Yeah.
I've been blessed, and I can't give you why we've done it quickly at LSU. We did it quickly at Baylor. We won our first championship at Baylor the 5th year I was there. We won it the 2nd year I was at LSU. I just call it a blessing. I was just blessed. And once you get that ball rolling, you just keep it going. That's in the gap right there. She's got her a stand-up double.
Okay, Chucky, I think that you should actually leave. Kim will stay for the rest of the game and do a little play-by-play. Me and Kim can call the rest of the game here.
Well, I played this game, but my daughter, she was blessed, Mackenzie, to play on my 40-0 team at Baylor that won the national championship.
Yeah.
And as soon as the season was over, Coach Glenn Moore allowed her to go play on the softball team, and guess what they did that year? Went to the College World Series. Awesome. My son Kramer played at LSU and played for the national championship, and played for the St. Louis Cardinals right out of college. So we've been around this sport, baseball, and it's in our blood. It really is.
If you had to pick a player on your upcoming team this next season that would be the best softball player, who do you think that would be?
There's hands down, no question, it's Michaela Williams.
Okay.
Michaela Williams, whose grandmother actually lives right here. I think she was offered her first college scholarship in softball as a 7th grader. She can flat out play this game right here. If you ever watch her play, she will flick her wrist on a baseball pass in our game, and people will go, and I'm like, oh, you don't know her background. She's a softball player long before she started playing basketball. There is not any question on who on my team. Some of the other ones played. Flage played softball, but Michaela could go play on LSU's softball team. She's that good.
I mentioned earlier Sam Landry throwing for the Volts, obviously from here. Her hero growing up was Jenny Finch, who we know you as the ultimate winner. Who impacted you as a coach or a player?
USC fighting for that championship, and I have those memories. I just wish that if I look back on my career that I could have seen more of the players that came before me, because I know these players out here. I watched them on TV. When they were warming up, I started naming, oh, that catcher's from Florida State. Oh, that kid on the mound transferred from UL to OU. I mean, Coffee played at LSU. So when you're a coach, you keep up with sports. And so it's just exciting for me to watch this tonight.
This is a fun question, but we were seeing the pictures of you and your outfits, and I'm sure you've gotten asked this 10 million times, but I haven't heard the answer. Is how did you start dressing up and get into just such beautiful outfits? How did that start for you?
Well, I've always thought when you go to work, you should dress professionally, and so my mentors in watching women dress were Pat Summitt was a snazzy dresser, Sandra Hogue at Louisiana Tech, and so when I became an assistant coach, I just dressed very appropriately, and when she goes, I don't know, but hey, I'll take it to her house and drop it off. And it got started with me saying, no way, no. So then my hairdresser and makeup person and my assistant kind of hit me at a weak moment, and they said, if you'll just do it from one game. Well, that's how it got started. In a weak moment, I agreed to do it, and now it's like if I don't do it, I get so much grief. Some of the things they drop off at my house, I must tell you, I can't do it. I'm 63 years old. Some of that stuff, I'm like, I can't wear that. But I do think Jamie Glass and Queen of Sparkles, she's the one that started that, and what a great story that is. From her life. She was an engineer and got tired of looking at people dressed in the engineer overalls. She just started putting sparkles on that, and then it's led to what it is today.
So how far out is it planned?
Not much, because I'm not vain like that. It's like I'll go home the day before a game, and there'll be 2 or 3 things at the house, and I'll try them on, and I'll either wear them or I won't. And some of them look terrible, but you know what? If it'll sell a ticket. And that's what got me, was they guilted me into it. They said, Coach, if you will wear this, you will have fashionistas buying season tickets that don't know anything about basketball.
Done.
And you know what? They were right.
Done and done.
They were right.
That's awesome. That's a great story. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for being here. I mean, this means a lot to softball player. This means a lot to our sport that you come out for this first pitch and take your time to be up here with us. So thank you so much for being here with us.
I'm honored to be here, and thank you for what you guys do. Okay? Have fun.
Yeah,
have fun.
Sure. We will.
You're welcome.
So
Take care.
So much.
Kim Mulkey, an icon here in the States and all across sports, joining us.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
All right, everyone, let's hear.
Attendance records at Baylor. She's doing the same thing at LSU. She's a 4-time national champion as a head coach. And then she's pointing players out on the field, telling us where they played.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that is the epitome of women supporting women in the athletic field right now.
She's a little play-by-play, too.
Better than me. I was like, hey,
For
chill.
sure better than you.
Chill, I don't need this on the air right now. Oh, man, this is lifted to deep left field. Mackenzie Clark take a trot. The Volts needed that one. Second of the season for Clark.
She hit one in that 8-inning game. That was just a monster shot toward the left side, too. She has so much pull power. That pitch is up, it is elevated, and you're facing a drop ball pitcher, and you see a pitch about that high that you're going to try to get your barrel all into it. Mackenzie Clark did. It's the Volts on the board.
A 3-1 lead for the Bandits, top of the third. Down to the 9-spot, Danica Coffey, LSU Tiger. Everybody knows Danica Coffey in this stadium. It's a great story this year, returning from a torn ACL that stole the majority of 2024. And we got to talk to her before the Florida series this year. She's just such a great personality, too.
Yeah, she's really kind, and that gave her a lot of perspective the year that she was out with her torn ACL. Of just, you hear that from all different players. When you have an injury, you just see the game differently. It's so easy, Chucky, to get just wrapped up in just how tough mentally our sport is. And how you're failing more times than you're succeeding as a hitter, and you wear it, you think about it, you go to sleep thinking about it, you wake up thinking about it. And when you get the game taken from you, if she gets a hit down the line, maybe you get a turn into two, but you just start playing with a new joy and looseness about you.
So Coffey aboard with nobody out, and Savannah has Mackenzie Clark.
It's getting electric in this dugout. Mackenzie, you said she stepped into the box and thought, let her elevate. What was the plan? What were you looking for?
Lexi Kilfoyle, better known as LaKill, is known for throwing the ball down, so I just told myself I'm going to elevate one. Let her pitch one up, and I'll do some damage.
Thanks, Mackenzie. Appreciate it.
No problem.
She's a star in the making.
She has so much power, and talk about an athlete with some speed, can lay down a bunt and fly down the line. And then, I mean, the bottom of the order, so 8, 9, and then 1, 2, and 3 have 15 of the 17 RBIs for the Volts on the season. So that would be Mackenzie Clark, who just hit that home run, Danica Coffey, Amanda Lorenz, Tiara Jennings, and then Jessie Warren. 8, 9, 1, 2, 3. So there's 5 hitters in a row. Lexi Kilfoyle right in the thick of things.
Volts had just 1 hit in their first 7 at-bats, and now 3 straight. Coffey turning 2 and going for 3. The Volts waking up here in the third.
The offenses are waking up. A lot of runs scored for what we thought, or when I say we, I'm not going to pull you into this, I thought might be a pitcher's duel, but already 4 runs scored in this game, and the Volts looking to add to that total. Amanda Lorenz just crushes this pitch. That is a pure Amanda Lorenz swing if I ever saw one right there. Line drive off the bat, level swing. Put together back-to-back hits for the Volts.
Lorenz was the first position player selected in the draft. When we were talking about Rachel Garcia and Kelly Crutchman saying they couldn't let a team have Garcia and another ace, that was the other player that they were looking at in that spot. They were able to get Lorenz 3 picks later. She'll be on the USA team for the World Games in August. That event will be played in China. It is a great time to be a softball fan. You just had the record numbers of the Women's College World Series. The AUSL is born and is off to a flying start on the field and off the field. And you are closing in on 2028. The Los Angeles Olympics lifted to deep left field and carrying. Bubba turning, watching, and it's gone. Tiara Jennings. Second home run of the season, 7 RBIs for Jennings.
Tiara Jennings is just born to hit at every level. That was a changeup. It was inside, and she just adjusted so well. You saw her pitch back and be able to recognize that changeup just long enough to be able to get on time with it. That ball just continued to carry. We talked about it, 8, 9, 1, 2, and 3. This is where the Volts hitters have done the most damage. Add to that RBI total that I had just talked about.
Jennings, a 4-time national champion, a 4-time first-team All-American. They started 1 for 7. Since then, 4 straight hits, 2 of them home runs. Another one deep center, and that one's going to get held up.
A lot of ground for the outfield to cover out here. It's 230 to center field. So Morgan Circle had a lot of room to track that one down. It's 210 down the lines, 230 to center field.
Now Rachel Garcia.
We talked about this just being such a big time for softball, and talked about the international level, obviously the pro level with AUSL, and also the youth level too. I mean, this is when youth softball is really at its prime in June, July, before school starts in August. That's why all these young players are here to watch these professional softball players play in this game. It's because they're a part of the Jenny Finch World Series, so they're in a tournament. That's why you hear all the screaming and excitement from the fans. 4,000 people here.
Down and into Garcia. Savannah has Tiare Jennings.
Tiare, your face rounding third set at all. How are you building up of the energy of this team right now?
It's just so much fun, this environment. I mean, this is what all the little girls in the stands look for. And so much for Sam on the mound. I mean, being a Sooner with her and seeing her on the stage just makes me want to, oh, that's a great play. Just makes me want to do good for the team and anything I can just to score the run.
Thanks, Tiare.
And a great play by Skylar Wallace, as told by Tiare Jennings.
More play-by-play, loving it. Kim Mulkey and Tiare Jennings, little analysis. Great play by Skylar Wallace. That ball was hit hard. Second time through the order, really in just this third inning in general. Really squaring Kilfoyle up, not getting fooled by a lot.
We may both be out of a job tomorrow. Might be Kim Mulkey and Tiare Jennings up here.
Awesome.
It'd be a fantastic booth.
Especially if like Tiare ran down for her ABs and then came back up. That would be fun, a little mix.
Here's Romero. Lets that one go outside. Sierra and Sydney Romero both in this inaugural AUSL season. Sydney, a member of the Talons. We were talking, and we were going to have to ask one of the sisters, but they've played against each other in these past iterations of Athletes Unlimited, but in the team format, I just wonder if they've ever played against each other. Oh, man, Kilfoyle. The long arms snagging that and robbing Romero.
But not before the Vol.
Sierra, I don't know where to start with you. There's so many things to ask, but the first has to be, have you ever played right field in your life before this year? Maybe she doesn't hear us out there.
Are you guys talking to me?
There you
Yes,
are. Can you hear us?
Hi.
Hey.
It's going in and out, so I'll try to catch what you're saying.
Have you ever played right field in your life?
Repeat that one more time for me.
Have you ever played right field?
Maybe like T-ball?
What did you do, Sierra, to prepare for potentially playing the outfield?
One more time.
What did you do to potentially prepare for playing the outfield before the season started?
You know, I just knew that with our team, I could be asked to go anywhere, so I was just trying to play more positions. Obviously, I could play second, I could play short, I could pretty much play anywhere, middle or on the infield, but just took some reps out there, and at the end of the day, I'm an athlete, so.
On the infield, Koffel retired for the first out. Sierra, that's what Kelly Crutchman told us too. Said you're such a good athlete, you can do everything. I know it's been kind of rapid fire getting used to this team, but what has the team building process been like for you guys?
Oh, it's been awesome. Everybody gets along so well. We have each other's back. Like our lineup, our pitching staff, like it's just great all around, and this is a good team. Like this is just such a fun team. It's so fun to be on a team again. But to compete and just to stick with them the whole time. But it's been amazing. We all get along great, love each other. We literally were talking about it earlier. We were like, how about no trades, no nothing? Let's just stick with this forever.
Oh, deep to left center field. Clark over makes the grab. 2 outs.
The ball's flying today, Sierra. Why do you think it is? Both sides squaring up the ball today. What are you seeing?
Two well-prepared teams. But I think that the big thing is, I mean, this is pro softball. Like hitters hit, and all of these hitters can hit, and the pitchers can pitch too. And so it's just getting comfortable and figuring out, you know, where you got to go to these hitters, because all of them battle and they're all really good.
You guys have such a deep lineup. What do you guys like to communicate about to be more prepared for your ABs? Like, what's the dugout talk like right now?
It kind of changes depending on the hitter. Some hitters like more information, some hitters like less. So just kind of knowing that out of your teammate. But, you know, it's some things like pitch sequence, what pitches she go to on the strikeout pitch, just different things. What are the things that she likes to throw the most? So really it's just figuring it out and making practice harder than the game, which I think that we did that really well during practice. We, you know, were preparing for Kilfoyle, and we got that heavy drop machine going and made it look harder and more of a drop than she actually throws.
2 2 strikes, 2 outs, Sierra. Real quick, though, I have to ask you, the offseason's always interesting, getting prepared. We saw you with Skylar Wallace. Where did that connection come from in the offseason?
Where did that come in the offseason?
The connection with Skylar come from to train with her.
Yeah, she moved to St. Pete with her boyfriend, and it's been awesome training with her, for her to push me to push her, challenge each other. It's been really fun, but we get after it for sure. Over at Summer's Method.
Far too little time with you, Sierra, but we appreciate it.
Thanks, Sierra.
The end of the